Ladies and gentlemen, so you have decided to disturb the rest of the dead a little bit more? Hmm. Welcome back to Let's Play Scratches, the Director's Cut edition. Welcome back to the Crypt of the Blackwoods. Within it, we found this. 2 wooden coffins, among other things. However, not just any 2 wooden coffins, no. According to 2 plaques below, these 2 coffins belong to James T. Blackwood and Catherine Lydia Blackwood. By now, I have calmed down a little bit. I still don't really know why I was so surprised. After all, it was a possibility that James had died. Still though, I thought that he had just vanished. Now that he is dead, it once again contradicts everything I know. The biggest question right now is, if James T. Blackwood is truly dead, who is the person I saw in the basement last night? If James is dead, then it could only be one other person. That is, well, my theory. It could only be the doctor, Christopher Milton. But let's not forget that, according to this plaque, James died like 15 years ago. I can't imagine that the doctor would be able to stay for such a long time within the basement. I mean, no food, no water, just making scratching noises every night. It sounds a little bit too supernatural. Of course, that is not my only theory. I also have a second one, which would be a worst case scenario. Get this. What if the mask is somehow able to manifest itself within the real world? I mean, I don't want to believe in such a scenario, but what if the mask is truly cursed and somehow created an image of itself, a humanoid image, to torment the family? What worries me about this scenario is that we still don't know how Catherine died. Suicide? Did James or Christopher do it? Or did something else take her life? If yes, then the mask could be extremely dangerous. I don't really want to believe in such a thing though, that the mask could manifest itself in the real world and kill people. Well, right now there is still one more important problem. I have to know if James is truly dead. After everything that happened to us so far, I just can't believe the plaques. Anybody could write them. They have to be official though, since they say both died 1963. I can believe it with Catherine, but with James? Something inside of me does not want to trust the plaques. I'm so paranoid. Am I really going to open up a coffin? Is this really happening to us? Michael, what have we become? Seriously? When you first arrived at this manor, would you have seen it coming that you would eventually break into a crypt to open up coffins, to violate the rest of the dead? This is a goddamn crime. The police could take us in for digging up dead bodies, sort of. But there is no other way around it. I have to open this coffin up, whether I'm disturbing the sleep of Catherine or James. If I am not gonna do it, nobody else is gonna do it. And this case will remain a mystery forever. On free. 1, 2, 3. I seriously considered what I was about to do, but my curiosity got the better of me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, it is a corpse, alright. I really expected to find one, especially ever since Michael said that he could smell decaying flesh upon entering the crypt. Well, looks like we found one body. I don't know if this could be James or Catherine, but whoever it is, I am sorry. Please forgive me for disturbing your rest. I am sorry. I promise it will not take long, and I hope that you have found a little bit of peace in the afterlife. Can't believe I actually did this. Let us quickly take a closer look, shall we? I wish I could identify this corpse. Let's see. Don't touch it. A corpse in advanced stages of decomposition was inside the coffin. It was disgusting. I am sorry, Michael. I am sorry for making you look at this. Whoever that was, I could sense a feeling of terror in its dead face. Terror, you say? That could apply to both James and Catherine, depending on how they died. You know what? I don't want to look at this anymore. I'm just gonna close this coffin. I am sorry for disturbing your rest, whoever you once were. Please forgive me. Jesus. I'm never gonna live this moment of my life down, right? No, it's not gonna happen. I only hope that the ghosts of the damned will not come to haunt me now for the rest of my existence. Thankfully it's over, which means we can now go to the second coffin. Christ. Committing the same sacrilege twice in a row. Well, we know that Catherine died before James. The news talked about it, so this can only be James' coffin. Let's open it up. Oh dear. I was right. This cannot be. Curiously enough, this coffin was completely empty. The coffin of presumably James is empty. His body is not here. Alright. I don't know what the meaning of this is, but instead of going crazy, let's instead try to think about the most plausible scenarios to this new macabre turn of events. Maybe James T. Blackwood gave the order to have these coffins made to have them ready for the future, for the time when he and his wife would actually die. But no, that wouldn't be plausible because the plaques clearly state date of death 1963, yet his corpse is nowhere to be seen. Was his corpse stolen? But the crypt was locked. Rather amateurish, but it was locked with a wire. So where is his corpse? His corpse never left this crypt, I presume, so that means that the coffin was empty to begin with. Why would there be a coffin for James T. Blackwood when he is not actually dead? Maybe the corpse we saw is actually James and not Catherine. Maybe the police didn't find Catherine's body, but if James isn't a murderer, then wouldn't he have tried to search for his wife rather than leaving her underground, surrounded by dirt and filth? maybe he did kill her, and he eventually took his life because he couldn't live with it, or because of the insanity caused by the mask. And Christopher Milton, I don't know, bid his friend farewell within the script in secrecy? To, you know, not make him suffer from more trouble caused by the public and media? Or did James T. Blackwood never die and just gave the order to have himself made this coffin to make it seem like he died to the public? This is getting a little scary. If the last thing I mentioned is the truth, then did James do all of this just to hide himself away from the police? To evade being captured and taken in? Are we just dealing with an insane murderer here? Who couldn't handle his own reality anymore? Where the hell is he? Could it be him inside the basement? But how would he have survived with no food? Nobody can store supplies for, I don't know, 15 years in such a tiny basement. I don't know. I simply do not know. All I know is that wherever I go, more mysteries and questions present themselves to me. Here I am in the lower part of the crypt, and I don't think that it will give me any answers either. I am just surrounded by more death, coffins, and... I noticed this the first time I went down here. A small wooden coffin. Oh Christ, I have an assumption as to whom this tiny coffin could belong to. Jesus. I don't want to find out though. Well, maybe inspecting all of these old coffins can give me some kind of explanation, but I doubt it. I just want to get out of this crypt, no matter if I find an answer or not. All I know is that the owner of the Blackwood Manor is still alive and somewhere out there. I need to distract myself. Whom does this coffin belong to? Most of the plaques were too badly eroded to make out what they said. What a tragedy. Here lie the ancestors of the Blackwood family, and nobody will remember their names. Well, alright, I'm sure they are put down somewhere in history records. Not that it would be important right now, though. I'm just trying to distract myself. There were several coffins in this room, probably belonging to the most important ancestors of the family. If these ancestors know what happened to their line here in the future, oh well, let them rest. What the hell? Are my eyes playing tricks on me? This coffin is not closed. It is slightly opened up. But who? Is it empty? Nobody could have entered this crypt. The wire was intact. So was it opened before the crypt was locked up, or did something from inside? Oh, no, 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 no. I am willing to believe in a supernatural mask. I am willing to believe in a creepy stalker down in my basement. But I am not willing to freaking believe in the dead rising from their graves. Still though, can I see what's inside of it? This coffin was half opened, and I was horrified to glimpse the remains of a dead cat in it. Strange. A dead cat? Why would there be a dead cat in such a ginormous coffin? Human-sized. Poor kitty. Rest in peace. You cannot tell me that the Blackwoods had a cat of such great importance and status that they devoted an entire human-sized coffin to it. It also doesn't explain why it is opened up. Why is there a cat inside of this coffin? Did somebody stuff this cat inside of the coffin to hide it and didn't think of completely closing it again? But why? If a cat dies, then normally I don't know, you bring it to the vet to have it put to sleep. Or you, I don't know, bury it inside your garden, have a little grave. But you don't just stuff it inside a coffin. How did this cat die? And why did somebody feel the need to just hide it away in such a rough manner? Could the cat have belonged to the Blackwoods? Could it have been another target of the curse? Whatever the case may be, we have arrived at the final point of interest here within the crypt. The small coffin. One of the coffins was considerably smaller than the rest. Not hard to imagine why. Can I, by chance, open it up? What the hell am I saying? I don't want to open this coffin up, and you all know why. Well, I guess I could inspect it though. Hear Michael's thoughts. Let's see. The prospect of witnessing the decaying body of a baby wasn't very tempting. No worries, Michael. You and me both, my friend. You and me both. Well, if this is the son of the Blackwoods, and I don't see any reason as to why it shouldn't be, rest in peace. So, is there anything else we can do within this crypt? Not really. I mean, all we stumbled upon were more mysteries. James T. Blackwood's coffin is empty. However, it says that he died in the year of 1963. So somebody obviously made that date of death up. But why? We also found a dead cat. Very ominous. Anything else though? Wait a minute, come to think of it, I still don't know what the boy of the Blackwoods was called. And since the son was born only 15 years ago, this stone plaque here can't be all that eroded yet. Maybe we can finally find out what he was called. It's not gonna help us a whole bunch, but at least I will feel a little bit more complete, knowing the name of the final member of the Blackwood family. Let's have a look. I think this would be the plaque. Come on, give me the name. Even though it was in better shape than the rest, it was too dark to make out what the plaque read. Oh, god damn it, really? Look how much light there is coming down into the lower floor. But yeah, I see. It just stops right at the very beginning of the plaque. Fricking dandy. I need more light down here, but I can't use my 2 remaining matches. I need to save them up for something of more importance. I'm afraid that the name of a baby would not contribute anything to the case. If only my lamp wouldn't have died. God damn it, I need more light down here. Of course I am now repeating myself, but that is what always happens when I am trying to think. More light. Let's see. The only light coming down here into the second section of the crypt is through the grating, illuminating the, I guess, back half, and down the stairs, illuminating this corner. But it's not enough. If only we had a little bit more. Oh, Jesus Christ, if only there were freaking candles. I am obsessed now. I want to find out this bloody name. No matter how long it takes me. Well, alright, we don't have all the time in the world. And I am starting to feel more and more creeped out by the script. Come on, think. Michael, I hope you realize that all of this is just happening because you had to forget your darn flashlight at home. I still don't believe it. Come on, light, light. The windows are not of much help. The light from those is not even reaching the corner, I think. Most of the light is coming in through the colored glass. But the colored glass is only letting in a faint ray of light. Could I maybe get rid of the colored glass to let in more light? Of course that would disturb the dead, letting more than enough light into a crypt, but just listen to me talk in my Blackwood delirium. Now I am already considering to break colored glass. Glass that is normally used in churches or cathedrals, representing divine entities and God. I am so going to hell for all of this. If only God knew that I am fighting for a good cause. That's what I am hoping. However, how would I break the glass? Could I throw any of my items? The problem is that most of these are not really all that, well, heavy. They are not really massive. They wouldn't break a lot. And my heavier items, such as the lamp or the shears, they are perhaps too heavy. My aim would definitely be off, and all I would get out of the whole deal would be, I don't know, a broken lamp or the shears stuck in Catherine's coffin. By the way, what is this? Could it be the wire? Michael? Clever thinking. It was the piece of wire that had been holding the doors to the crypt. Huh. I wouldn't have taken it with me, cause, well, it was eroded, but it might come in handy in the future, who knows. Well, I still don't have a plan, but this should be the end of the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, when we'll come back with Let's Play Scratches, the Director's Cut edition, probably the last video we will spend inside this crypt. Hopefully, we are going to break colored glass, yet another sacrilege to add to my account. This is gonna be so delightful.